All right. Good morning once again. Hope you can still hear me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So I know that where we stopped was I think understanding the Bootstrap designing elements classes. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was the last topic. Started with understanding, was it heading tags, tag, table tag, list tag, pop tag. So the stage we are right now is to start deploying those classes, those elements to build a real website, which automatically, as we use those elements with those classes, our websites will be responsive. Don't forget that the objective is for us to create a mobile first responsive website, right? So a mobile first responsive website. So which means that the website that is able to be across different responsive across different devices. So that's the kind of websites that we are targeting. Now, the reason why I walk us through understanding those elements, because you are not supposed to stress yourself. Almost all the elements that you need, they are already designed in Bootstrap library. So the moment you understand the function of those individual classes, those element classes, you can always go to Bootstrap and copy the pre-written code. And then because you understand what each of those classes does, you will now be able to adjust where it's necessary. But you can also decide to go manual. I mean, we started this program on the learning the manual. That is how to create those code. That is the HTML tag, CSS properties, JavaScript without involving Bootstrap. And the reason why after as if we have completed everything, we have to start all over again with Bootstrap because we do not intend to start, creating manual again. All right. So the way it works is that now you have an idea of those elements. While you are building your website, when you get to a part where you need any of those elements, you just simply go to the library, search for it, then get the pre-written code, and then where you want to change the color, because you can actually grab an element that is having red background color. But because you were taught the Bootstrap class to change the color, particularly those ones that we treated under button tag and what we did under BG, you will now be able to object the given background. That was the reason why we're learning those things. So that because it is not every time the template that Bootstrap has created can fit into the kind of design you want. But when you get to that point, with the knowledge of those classes, and probably the research that you can also make where you are stuck. Maybe you are working with a particular element and you don't know the class that will give you an effect. So what you are supposed to do is to go to Google and research. That is where you have forgotten the particular class that should be doing that thing you are looking for. But definitely everything you need has already been designed just for you to know how to use those elements. Okay, so this morning we want to design one of the section of our website using Bootstrap. Now, I believe if you can still remember from the manual aspects, we talked when we were designing after learning those tags and properties, when we wanted to start designing the main website. I told us that a website has 3 sections, and a developer must understand each of these sections, how to design them. I said the very topmost part of your website, where you have all those hyperlinks like home, about us, the container that is holding the whole of them. We describe it as the navigation bar. Let me try and create specific. I can give an illustration again. Perhaps you have forgot. Now, what I'm saying is this. This is the diagram of our website structure. And I told us then that every website, directly or indirectly, can be divided into 3 sections like this. And you must know that the whole of this part is called the Navbar. You remember, it's called what? The Navbar. Now, the Navbar constitutes navigation links. Why is it called Navbar? Because it contains what? Navigation links. The question is, what are navigation links? Navigation links are paths that you provide as a developer within your website. They are the main interface, the main parts that takes people to different sections or different pages within your website. And if you remember then, I gave us an advice that you shouldn't have more than 5 main navigation links within the navigation bar. And I said, where you have more than that, you have to introduce a drop down. Maybe after you have mentioned home, after you have mentioned home, after you have mentioned about, after you have mentioned contact us, after you have mentioned maybe program or services, and they are up to 5, and you still want to go to 7, then you now say what? More. So you now add more here. So under that more, when they click, there will be a drop down that will give them access, because you are trying not to congest the navigation bar, so that it will look tidying up, it will look clean, to look simple. All right. So this is a navigation bar, and I also told us that there are some navigation bar that can carry social media handles like Facebook icon, WhatsApp icon, and the rest, or you better publish them at the footer. So, and I said, this is your main body. This is where all the items that you want to publish are to be created. The main reason why you own the website is for digital promotion, for digital marketing, promoting the product online. So those main concept, idea, the products you want to promote, they are supposed to be in the what? The main body. Then this is called the footer. This is called the footer. So I'm actually recapping this because this is just like we have not designed any website before. You know, like I once told you, there are some persons that will just leave all those manual stuff we're doing and just jump to starting with Bootstrap. So those set of persons, we need to explain all this again, and then we need to start talking about the tags one after the other. But in your own case now, we don't need to start coding manual because we are done with the manual. All we need to do now is to grab those a Bootstrap predefined code, both for HTML and the CSS, and then adjust them where it's necessary. And then within a few days, we are done with our website. Right. So now, with this understanding, now you now know this is the one I want to design with us this morning. Navigation bar. So if you are writing, you can write Bootstrap navigation bar design. Bootstrap navigation bar design. So what is navigation bar? Bootstrap 5 or Bootstrap provides several navigation classes that makes it easier to create responsive menus, navigation bars, tabs, fill, and drop-down menu. So Bootstrap has already given us a very rich navigation. There are different parts or different types of navigations. Some does not have a drop-down, like this now, this is a drop-down. Some has a drop-down, some does not have some effect. So it is now left for you to go there and look for the one you want and then bring it in once you have connected your CDN links. I believe you still remember that. So let's quickly go there and see how we can design the navigation bar. If you have questions, see if you want to say something.
Sir. Sir, that using Bootstrap, sure we can use it to create a drop down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There are Bootstrap navigation bar where a drop down has already been created.
Okay.
So there are some that does not have. That's why we are going there now. So I want to show you how you can access them. Then you now pick the one you want. Then even after picking one, remember that it is customizable. That is after grabbing one with the knowledge of your classes and
Knowing the manual.
you can now begin to adjust or add to what Bootstrap has already given you. So what I
Okay.
have a framework that you want to start with before you begin to what add to it. So now you go to we're targeting what the navigation bar design, like I said. So once I have added it, we will just look at some of the classes that makes up that nav bar. We look at some of the classes. So now the first thing we are going to look at is how do we locate that particular element? How do we locate the element, the nav? Now, if you come to your left-hand side, you will see download, you see content, you see browser and devices, you see JavaScript, you see build tools, you see Webpack, you see parcel, you see accessibility, then you will see components. So each of those things that you need, they are called components. So right now we need navigation bar. So I will expand the component. On that component, I'll keep going, I'll keep going, I'll keep going, keep going. So this is drop down where you just want, maybe you have the structure, you just want to incorporate the code for the drop down. Now we'll keep going. Now you can see we have navs and tabs. We have navbar. So now let's say I want to take the one here. So you click here. Now, once you click, you will always have access to documentation. That is why I told us that sometimes it's just somebody to bring you here, even if it is one or two classes, you should be able to continue yourself because Bootstrap has documentation. Every element, every component you want to use, there are documentation. Documentation explain it bit by bit, tell us what it is used for, and probably break down some of the main classes and what they do. All right, so if you read through this, this is what base nav. That is the type of a nav. Navigation available in Bootstrap, share, general, markup, and what style from the base. Now you can see this base now is talking about the class. Remember, I talked about base class, the one that contain the responsive class, the one that contains the media query that makes that device to be responsive across different devices. Now, this is where it's explaining each of the classes, the main classes that makes up the navigation bar sample provided. So if, for example, you come here on your own, all you need to do, because this is what it's trying to explain, this is the code that has been written, and this code Bootstrap has already added the classes to make it responsive. Now, on your own, you will now say, okay, maybe you are looking at this code, you don't know why Bootstrap added this article. What is this article? What are the properties that this active is offering. Then you now come to the documentation that says what? Include any word active. The following example includes the class, mainly to what demonstrates that this particular class does not trigger any special styling. There are some that are optional. So that is why you need to understand any component you are using. You must understand, must go through the documentation for proper understanding. So now, if, for example, I want to see how this look like, all I'm going to do is to copy the code. See what I said now. You are not going to be writing again. Copy the code, then you go back to your development environment. You have already added your CDN, both CSS and JavaScript. Then you just simply paste it in your body section. Now, you will not check the front end to see what it comes with if there are needs for you to change one or two things. That is where your manual skill, your Bootstrap skill comes in. The ability to adjust can only be possible when you understand how to work with Bootstrap classes that will take time to learn. So let's say you are building a website for someone and just want a very simple website. Look at the link here. Let me bring it here. Look at the link. Now this is already, you don't need to bother yourself with responsiveness. If I minimize now and see whether it's responsive, by the time I'm dragging, you can see that it's responsive. Now, for example, you have a question.
So this nav tabs. Why did we use the navs and tabs instead of navbar direct?
No. I'm just trying to take us from when you get to Navbar, you see the most professional one as in bigger one.
Okay, okay.
I just want to walk you through. I'm still going back to also come with Navbar section. I'm still going to explain that. Just want to start with
Okay.
as a simple website where you just need this. You don't need that complex design navigation bar. Now, you see that what came with the navigation bar are this link, active, link. But your website should have a home, about, service, maybe program. Now, this is what you now do. The structure has been given to you. The only thing you will now be doing is to what? To redesign it, to adjust it. So you now come to where you have that active. Where you have the active, this is it here. This is the active. Now you can decide to say this active is home. So these are the things you will now be adjusting. Then the URL, that is going to be what? Index. So you will now be substituting all this index dot maybe HTML. Then you now go to the next one. Look at the structure here. This is the LI. This is the LI, and it's carrying the class what? Nav, which is the base what? Base class. So if you go to that documentation, you also know the role of this. So this one is nav item, which means that what is a property of what? This particular class, this element class what? Nav. So which means that what? This is an item of this container. And it's true, the li. Now, these are the link. So this is the nav link. This is the base class for the link. This is the base class for the li. So now, coming here now, what you are going to do, you see that this is where one of the li open. This is where it closed. This is another li. This is where it's closed. Now, this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to copy one of them. Copy one of them. You know why? Because I'm going to have more link. So I'll now come here. Know where it closes the previous one. Then paste it. Then paste it because I need more. So you must know how to get the format. Now, I will now start editing. This one is home. Then this one should be about. Then the link of it that will be created will be about.html. Then this one should be contacts. You can see what I'm doing is now minimum. I'm not doing much work again. Then this one is going to be contact .html. Then this one is going to be maybe contact. This can be services. Services. Then this one, the link is going to be service.html. It will be service.html. Then this one will be let's say what do I put here? Gallery. Here will be gallery. So now I can also decide to remove a particular link that I don't want. So you can remove things, you can add. And that is possible because you understand it. All right. So now let's go to the front end again. You can see that what I've been able to edit this. Any question?
Yes, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, the galley, you did not put in the link site galley.html.
Okay.
Is it right like that?
Okay. No. It's a mistake, actually. There must be, because I'm going to create a link like that. Is that the only question? Madam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, another thing again you must, because everything you are going to be doing now is customizing, where you are not okay with the given appearance. But if you look at this now, you can see that it came with this color. It came with this color. So now, which means that if I want to add a background color to I want to add a background color to the navigation bar. You know, remember that there's an invisible container. If you look at your code structure, this UL is the main container, and it is class nav. Now, inside it, we have all this. So if I want it to have a background color, maybe the website I'm building for someone, it require having a background color on the nav section instead of keeping it white. So for me to change that, all I'm going to do is to go back to that element and update the class that will give me the background color. So I will just space here, right? So I will just say I can just say BG. Remember, these are some of the things to learn. BG, dark. Say BG dark. So once you update this, you see that that has automatically sign it with the color. But remember, this color was not there when we capture the Bootstrap templates. So this was actually the reason why we are learning all those different classes, because sometimes when you grab an element from Bootstrap, it may not appear the way you want it. Then we'll now begin to look for classes to update it, not to start designing it from scratch. I hope you understand that. You understand that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, if you are joining with your laptop, let me give you 5 minutes to get here. Then I will go and take another one, or I'll still perform some changes on this very one before we take another one. 5 minutes. Once you are done, you let me know so that I check it together. You cannot hear me? Let me check. Can you hear me now? I think it should be network.
The volume, no problem, sir.
The volume is low. Let me check. the highest, maybe. Well, let me confirm if because you can hear me. Can hear me. Let me know whether it's from your end. Okay, so like I said, the only challenge you might have is the ability to modify stuff that has been provided by Bootstrap. So how we change the background. So if I want to change the background to red, who can tell us the configuration? Which class will I use? I want the background to be red. What will I put here?
Danger.
Yeah,
BG danger.
so I would just say what? Danger. So you can see the benefits of what we are learning now. Now, if I want, we learned so many of them. We have a success. Success gives us something like this, and so on. Now, my concern now is the text color. Are you with me? The text color, I want to change it to white. Who can tell us the property, the element to modify here? Text color. You already know the one that's in charge of the text. So which of them do you think we are going to add the class to? Let's look at the code. Change the text color. Can you try? Can anybody try?
I think we should add it to this thing now. The nav item, because that is what is containing the hyperlink.
Okay, so now let's add it here. So let's say we have test. Remember, this is how to give test color, not BG. Test, maybe you say what? Primary. Test danger. Test hyphen. That's how you color test. So let's go there and check if it works out. Did it work out? Did it work out? Test primary.
No.
Good. Now, this is the only challenge you will have for you to identify what is responsible for what. Now, where do you think I should now add it? I want us to look at it together. Where do you think we should add it?
Put it in the nav first.
Here, right? I put it in the nav here.
If you not work in the nav, that means you to work in the hyperlink.
Okay, let's go there. Did not work. So let's put it in what? Here. So let's go there. Did it work?
It not still work.
Now, sometime when it's not primary is what color? What are we supposed to get? We're supposed to get blue, right? And it's already
light blue.
It's already a light blue. Now that is why it's not as if it's not working.
Okay.
So let's change another one so that we know, because it is possible for all of them to work. So let me change it to danger. So let's change it to
info.
Let's change it to white. Okay, info. Okay, let me put info. Now let's go there. You see that it worked now on that very one, because we have to repeat all of them. Good. So now if I want to put white here, let's say I put white so to be obvious. So you can see that what is working.
Yes, it works.
Good. So now the only thing you will not do is that remember that you have to copy it like this. Right? Anywhere you see it, you will not do what? You paste it, you update it here. This is another one, you paste it there. You paste it there. Paste it here. Paste it here. So if I go back to the front end, you see that what? I have changed all of them. Do you understand it?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Now, I want to show us something else you can do as a developer, because you are not code editor. You have learned the manual before this. That is your advantage. Now, I can come here. Remember that all this A, they they are inside what? Nav what? Item, isn't it?
Yes.
So I can come here and add my own class, let's say BN. Now see what I'm going to do. Now I can add this BN maybe to all of them. I can add it to all of them. I'm going to show us two ways. I'll check the one that work. I'm adding it to what? To the item as my own what? My own customized CSS. I want to show you something, how you can actually use your customized CSS where any of this one does not work, or where you don't even know, just like the way we're trying now, you don't even know which one can modify a particular section. So you can just, okay, Bootstrap, just go to hell. I'm creating my own class, and then I will talk to them with my own class. So now I can now create my, let me use internal to make the work faster. Let me use internal. Now, sometime from experience, I noticed that if you are using internal, if the link comes before the Bootstrap, it has a way of arguing something. There could be an argument that since Bootstrap own come first, let Bootstrap classes take before your own. So if you put it before it, if it doesn't work, you put it what after it. So what do I mean? Remember our normal internal where we create what style and write all our CSS inside. So now let me call that particular element dot what? BN. That is my own class, because I want to like use this to style, to color all the what, the anchor tag. All right. So I will say I want BN, BN. Okay, those ones that we have already given, we added it directly to the anchor tag. So I will say color. I will say color. Let's say what? White. Because there are times you can use your manual knowledge where you don't want to. So let's see whether it works. Where is the one that I actually modify? This one is still taking this one. That's why it's not changing. So let me take it off. So let's check. So it did not work, right? Because I'm using a CPN, I use the BN, and I say what? Color, because I want to talk to this element. Now, what is BN I put it? Okay, I put it on the nav, the LI, not the A, right? Now, I want to show you something. If I now take it from, because this is a container, all right? This is a container. Inside the container, you have this item. Now, if we are given a color, and that particular property talks about coloring text, but it's as if we assign it to container. So let's try to reference the child. So I can say what? BN and what? A. You remember this method, which means that what? The A inside what? The BN container, they are the one we are talking to. So if we go back now, did it work now? Did you see the logic?
Yes.
Perfect. So this one saves you time. Instead of you adding that, what was it?
One.
That, what is it called? That test, primary to all of them. Just give all of them the same class, your own class, and then use it to what? To talk to them. All right, so it saves you time. Now remember that that particular class we use will not tamper with the responsiveness. You know why? Because this is the base what? This is the base what? You know, we did not tamper with the base class.
Yes.
Carries the, what is it called? That carry the media query. So whatever way you are bringing your own, make sure that you don't touch the base class, because once you remove the base class and put only your own, it's not going to be responsive. It means you now start declaring media query yourself. So with your manual knowledge, you can manipulate any element so long you are not touching the base class. So I can come here. Now, sometime you can also do inline. You know, you can open your style here and say color directly. That one is one of the method that works where the external face, where the internal face. You will just, okay, let me just write the color directly inside the element. So I can just come here now and say, okay, I don't want to, so I will just come outside here after the last use element. I'll come here and say style, right? And then I will say color. So it's allowed. It's allowed. So it's not as if the way we copy things from Bootstrap, we must use them. If you have the manual knowledge like you guys have now, you can always modify anything that you want to modify. So I can come here and say, now let's see the one is going to respect, whether it's going to respect the Bootstrap color or our own. So you can see that we have been able to talk to only that one directly inside its own tag, which is what the inline method that we learned. I hope that is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you want, or you want other appearance, like you want to make it to slant, what will you do? You now continue here as usual. So you can actually change the handwriting, maybe the font style, you want it to be italic.
Italy.
You go there, you see that what all of them are modified. You want to change the size, you can go ahead and do all that. But at least this has saved you from designing, writing all this code afresh. The only thing you are doing now, you are just what? Using your manual knowledge to adjust stuff. So that is all. I just wanted us to know that, because most of the elements, when I need form where I'm designing, I'll go there and get form element. And if what it comes with does not match what I want, they use my knowledge to what adjust like this. So every element that we are going to be bringing, this is how, if it doesn't suit what we want, this is how we'll be modifying it. Okay, so let's go back there and get another one. Let's go back there and play with another nav. So there are different types. You can see this is another one. So your own, once we are done with this class, your assignment is to, you have to create different work, play around them, and then you have a project that you are working on, like we are doing now. Because today I just want to focus on the navigation bar. The next class, I will continue from there, and it's going to be a complete website that will be designed with Bootstrap only, from A to Z. Everything about it will be what? Bootstrap based. Then we will now say we are done with the front end. Then we can now start the journey of the back end. So the next the next two classes, we are done with it, because just for us to be copying and pasting and be modifying. So it's not going to take time. So now let's go to another one. So you can take your time. There are vertical, when you need a vertical, navbar. I believe you understand what that means. Instead of the link going like this, the link will what? We go like this. So if that's the style you want to use, there are design style. So you can take your time. These are tabs. So you can take your time to check the one you want here. Now let me just go to checking from the main navbar. Here we have complex one. So like I told us, they all have documentation. They all have documentation. All right, so the difference between some Bootstrap users and others is that some persons, they come here on their own on a very good day and study Bootstrap component and their classes. So that when they have a project, they already know the classes involved. Instead of just copying and pasting, they will come here and understand, okay, let me start with understanding these classes. So when I see them in my code, I know what they are doing. Now look at this one. This one have a search bar. This can be used for a particular project. All right, so these are the codes that are involved. So I can just copy it auto straight away and go to my code, and then let me take it off. I hope Mrs. Oikos is still here. Madam, are you still here? So let me go to
Yes, sir.
now. You can see that this is the one that have what? A drop down. So remember the process that I went through now. You now go there and start what? Adding the link the way you want them. The one that will be dropped down, you create them. Then if this color does not go, you start adding your BG color. You start modifying this. Maybe you can add up to like 10 drop down. So you copy this one and paste it the way I did. Make sure you understand its own section so that you don't copy it wrongly. So if I go there now, let's say this is what we posted. All right, so this is where drop down started. So if I want another one now, this is what I'm going to copy, the whole of this, and then I paste it. I will just copy this because your assignment right now is for you to go and get a navigation bar structure, then fully customize it to your website. Add where you need to add, then color it the way you want before the next class. All right, before the next class. So like I've told us, you people should discuss and let me know if we are adding another day to this class. No, I'm available now. If you say you add 2 days now for morning, I think it's only your class I'm taking morning class for now. Only your class. Every other classes I move them from morning. After your class, I don't think I want to do early morning like this. I want to be sleeping well. So if we should discuss, if you want us to add, make it 2 days in a week so that we can finish up on time. So you should call mother. I don't know if she's here.
2 times in a week.
You said yes. I think people should discuss. But if you say you maintain, yes. If we should add one more day, fine. Make it 2 times in a week. This same time, 6 to. I think it's workable for me now.
So once in a week is okay. You can just be giving us assignment.
Yeah, definitely. This one now you have assignment to do. Like I said, the next 2 classes we are done with this one. You can always come here and explore stuff once I give you projects, because you are going to your first project now is this one that we are doing. So as I'm designing, you are designing. Like before the next class now, go and create your navigation bar. So once I'm done with the next one, you are updating. By the time I'm done, you have gotten a project. Then you will not take a project like that again. I'm hearing you.
Sorry, I wanted to ask something. Like this thing, this Navbar, is there anyone that is carrying like AutoCAD?
AutoCAD, it will not carry, but you will add it separately. You will add it separately. JavaScript application. You know, there was a JavaScript there, so you will not add it. So it's also here that you can take, or you get the code outside and plug it in.
Because when I was using that JavaScript, I was not able to do it perfectly.
Okay, no, Allah, we'll see how we can do it together here.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so now I was only trying to edit some. I was only trying to edit. So you can see that I have been able to create more drop down now, just for me to go there and edit. So your assignment now, create a navbar. This is what they use as their logo. For you, you will add your own logo. Add your own logo. All right. So if you go to the code section, you'll be able to know where it is. Where is this? This is what they use here as their logo. So here, what you are going to do, you are going to add image tag. If your logo is an image, you are going to add image tag in between this place, and then you call the picture. Then you use image classes that we use to width it, you know, and all that to modify it. Right. So your own should be an image logo, rather, something you can do. Then all this you modify them to home, whatever, what the drop down is. These are the main link. Now, you know that you are going to have more main link here for the drop down. You're going to have home, you're going to have a contact, you're going to have about before the drop down. So copy the first structure. This is before the drop down. This is the link before the drop down. Where is it here? This. So all you need to do is to copy this one like this and paste it. Maybe 4 times or 3 times. Modify it for those links. And then when you get to drop down, where you need more drop down, then you also change the color to match the colors you want, just like I did now. So that is your assignments, which means that we are going to stop here because there are other navbars. So you can take your time to choose. So don't stick to that one I use. You can check other ones out to get the one that you like. So anyone you pick, just make sure that modify it to your taste. Any questions?
Okay, sir. No, sir.
All right, so that is your assignment. If it's not ready, I will not continue. This will not be, I'm not going to pity
No,
you.
it will be ready.
I'm not going to pity also. Once
It will be ready.
I on the Zoom like this and I say, Flourish, share your own, say, I want grammar. Ah, sir, I travel. Just cut the Zoom. I'll just switch off the Zoom. I'm not telling you what
No,
I
no, no.
do. Everybody should do it too. They must.
Sir, please, I have question. No.
Okay, man.
It's not more of question, but I want you to put me through.
Okay.
If you want to create a new project, must you go start afresh and downloading Bootstrap and do the extracts and all those things we did before? Or how will you go do it? Because that's the challenge I'm having that made me not to do this assignment you give us in class now.
Okay. Yes, for a new project, you must not go through, that was given to you as an option. We look at two ways you can add Bootstrap. You can install Bootstrap. We talk about the offline, talk about the remote, which is using CDN. You can see that I'm using CDN throughout today now. I'm using CDN. What does that mean? I just pasted the link, the CSS link. Let me go up and show you. I just added the CSS link and the JavaScript link. So if you go this way, this is CDN method. Now, the only implication is that your computer must be on the internet before you can access your Bootstrap features. Are you with me? That is the only.
Okay.
Then, if you know that your computer is always on the internet whenever you are practicing Bootstrap, don't download again. Just add the link like this and be working. But where you know that you are not going to be on the internet, you must download, then do all those extracts, then so that you can have the folder. You can see that I don't have CSS folder here. I don't have a JavaScript folder here because this is CDN. But even I want to go that offline, I will have downloaded, extracted, then copy the CSS folder and the JavaScript folder inside my website folder. I hope it's clear.
Okay, this one now, just to create the project name, you go to CDN and copy and paste and start your work.
That's your work. So long your computer will connect to internet.
Okay, that's the challenge I'm having. If not, I could have built the classwork now.
So it's optional. You can go with this one because you always have internet. You don't need to start downloading and start unzipping. So that option is for people that say, I don't have data, so let me put everything inside. In fact, that method is not even advisable because at the end of your work, maybe if you are building a real website for someone, at the end of the work, you are still going to discontinue that one because if you don't discontinue that one, if Bootstrap have another update tomorrow, it will not appear in your website because that one is locally installed. You are bound to what you downloaded that day. If there's anything they add, will not affect your website. But this one that I'm using now, the next 5 years, if Bootstrap upgrade their standard to a better website, by the time I get to my website, I see that my website has changed. The effect will have been added without me doing anything because whatever they update will also affect all the people that are connecting to their server. Are you getting it? So this one.
Okay, that is why some websites, they are always evolving.
Yes, exactly. Because they build it with Bootstrap. So at Bootstrap, they are working day and night to improve their platform so that people will continue to patronize them. So you can open your website tomorrow now because you use Bootstrap. You can see that they must have added something that makes particular element to behave better. And then you will just see it manifesting on your website without knowing how it came because you are drawing from their server. So once they effect the update there, it affects. It's just like this broker website or this bank. Once globally, once they change the dollar rate from 10 naira to 20, what happened? All the websites, all the stock market website changes to what? To that current dollar rates. Are you getting it? So it's not as if
Yes, sir.
it's not as if the web developer will not go to their different website and say, today dollar is 150. They will go and edit. No. So they will have added the API key, just like this one we are adding the CDN, like API. So once they have added it, whatever changes that happens at the global level, all the websites that are using the link will update across. So that is how it works. That is the benefit of this one. So I will advise you to stick to this one. Don't bother downloading. Just add the CDN link. They just know that anytime you are working, the computer should be connected to the internet.
Okay, so that means both our HTML and CSS will be in one page now.
Yes, we don't have issue with. We are not. It's no longer your concern to have CSS again, because now you are using Bootstrap classes. You saw what we are doing now. I was not writing. The only time that I wrote CSS today now is when I wanted to show us how you can create your customized CSS. It's allowed. So if you are going to create your customized CSS, it means that you will now have a CSS folder, and then you will now come and link it here also the way we are doing it that time. So that one is not Bootstrap own, it's your own. Just in case you cannot go with Bootstrap copy. Maybe you are trying to modify a particular element like we are doing now. That was the reason why I actually engaged us in that thing that I was doing, so that you know that it is possible. Where you are not able to get the Bootstrap class to give you the appearance you want, you can easily say, okay, thank God that I learned manual. So let me just create my external CSS. You know, if you are going with external CSS, you must always what? Link it here. And then after linking it here, then you can now be writing your CSS, and also show us how you can also add your own class name. Because sometimes if you call Bootstrap class name, if you call this class name in your customized CSS, in your personal CSS, if you call this class name there and say Navbar brand, and you now say color, the Bootstrap own will be what? Objecting it. I have my own color already. I've already used that property you are trying to use. So it's better you stick to my own. That is why I said the best thing is that you just space here and just add your own. So you now be talking to that element with your own, so that Bootstrap own will no longer disturb you. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yes.
Yes.
Because it can happen like at times that you copy, since Bootstrap is already using this class, let me use it in my external class. Then you now start having issues. So that you put color there, you still maintaining Bootstrap color. You don't need Bootstrap class. Learn to add your own. You can add multiple classes. Then use your own to say those things that Bootstrap does not have on that element. I hope that is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Soikos, hope you are good now, so that we can close the line. You good?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm expecting the assignment. Once it's done, just chat me there. Don't wait till Thursday or on Wednesday evening. Everybody should send me a message. Sir, my assignment is done. So that will let
Okay, sir.
you bother to open the Zoom if the assignment is done. All right, have a nice day.
You too, sir.
Thanks, sir.
Bye bye, ma.
Okay, Flourish, bye.
Okay.